Sorry about that. I had a company. As I was saying, you can purchase these little bitty different pieces to fit in your Dremel. And each collar is designed to hold a diameter of something. And you put this in your Dremel, turn your Dremel on, and then with an Arkansas stone, you can polish up the pivots before you measure them, and you want to polish up your pivots anyway. Again, I don't have the drill, lathe, or anything like that, so when I can, I use a Dremel. But what you want to do is you want to measure your hole that you're going to be putting a bushing in. Now, this is a cheap measuring tool, digital. It says right here on it, it's electronic digital caliper. It has millimeters and inches. Make sure that you check it often if you start off with millimeters, that you're still on millimeters. I made a mistake and somehow it swapped to inches, and as I was measured something in millimeters, I went and was drilling something out. It changed to inches. Anyway, I drilled the hole bigger than what I needed, so I had to put a bigger size bushing in. Also, because it's a cheap set, as you can see, I had to grind some of this away. In the previous video, I complained about timesavers, and what it was, my cheap digital caliper was not hitting all the way, and so make sure you have a good set of calipers. But you'd want to measure the hole, and I already did in this case. It's about 2 millimeters, and you want to measure the thickness of the plate, and I already did in this case. It's 1.5 millimeters. And then I have a set of bushings here that's 2 millimeters in diameter and 1.5 millimeter in height, and the part that I'm putting in, it is 0.9 millimeters for the pivot itself. So I will take a tool and ream that out. Now, typically, you would use a reamer to ream out your holes. Again, I'm not going to spend big money on K&M or broach. And what I have ordered is what is considered a broach. Now, the broach is typically used for broaching out the center of your pivot once you put a bushing in, but you can use them to install bushings. I ordered this set right here from Timesavers. It's 4 alarm clocks. It cost me $15. I also ordered this set right here, which is diamond reamer set. It cost me $4. I also ordered this set right here, which is a pen vise to hold these items, and it cost me $8. If you have a big enough bushing that you need to replace, instead of going from the smallest broach, then putting another broach in your pen vise, and then another broach, you can take this diamond reamer set, and you can, again, this is after you already make sure the hole, if it's oblong, you took a file and you made it oblong on the opposite side. You could take this diamond reamer set, put it in here, and you can actually use your cordless drill and drill out the hole. But these things come in about 2.1 2 millimeter diameter, something like that. So I can use this to remount this hole and put a bushing in. And I'm not going to do that. I have my broaches here, and I'm going to use my broaches to remount that hole. This broach right here measures 2.1 millimeters. So what I'm going to have to do is put a piece of tape on this broach so I can go about 1 to 2 millimeters, 0.1 millimeter below 2 millimeters. That way I can actually push the bushing in and not go over the hole itself. But I'm going to start off with a smaller broach. Making sure that the broach is level. And making sure that it is tight enough in the pen vise itself. Again, this is typically what you use reamers for. The thing still is not tight enough. I'm going to have to tighten it up some more. Again, this is typically what you use reamers for, but you can do this with these broaches. Then go to my next size, and always measure as you go, because you don't want to have to add another bigger bushing than what you wanted to start with. My broach was not tight enough. Typically working on cuckoo clocks, these things are, and that's what I would suggest that you start with. is a cheap movement. Cuckoo clocks are cheap. If you mess it up, you can find one fairly simple. Take your time. Don't get in a hurry. If you get in a hurry, you're going to mess something up. And this was 1.7, 1.9. I think I can actually try to put the bushing in. Next step. If I could, I would use this set right here. I used to work on pocket watches, and this was a system that you put your pocket watch plate on. You would find the center of the hole, and then you would move this dial right here, and then you would get a pusher. That's what these are called. And you would set up your bushing, and then you would tap your bushing into the new plate that you just got. I believe this used to have a rubber piece on the bottom of it, and you would hold that down, and it's like a suction cup. But because this, and when I can, I use that. But because where the hole is, I can't use that. So next step is using my drill press. So in this next video, I'm gonna show you how to push that bushing in.